It's game, set and match. You're watching DXB Today.
Hello there and welcome. It's a, what is it? It's a Wednesday. It's a Wow Wednesday, of course. And what better way to get our hearts racing and the adrenaline pumping than hitting some court aces and doing a few laps around the pool.
That's right. Today's all about sports. We'll be talking to fitness experts, renowned athletes and sports coaches who are shattering records and breaking barriers.
Absolutely right. And it's especially an exciting time to be a tennis fan right here in Dubai. The women's duty-free tournament just wrapped up last weekend and the men's is currently underway. So, did you guys catch any of the tennis the last couple of weeks?
Well, I have to be honest, I'm not a sports fan at all, but if you put me on the field, I'm very competitive.
Nice.
Well, you're the perfect one to ask about Barbora Krejcikova's perfect performance last week at the Dubai Duty-Free Tennis Championships. It was a good one. I know you were down there. I know you've been down there for the men's tournament as well. Look, tennis aside, I mean, it's great to have some of the best players in the world for both the women's and the men's game. I just love the atmosphere down there.
It is.
It's such a lovely little village atmosphere, if you like.
It's so wonderful. So many families there as well. The kids are down there enjoying the sport and hopefully getting involved as well, wanting to do the sport in the future as well.
The ducks walking around as well.
Oh yeah,
out and about.
Yeah.
It's all happening down there. Right now, on to our guest co-host today, and someone who knows a thing or two about what it takes to be a record-breaking, world-beating athlete. She is a trailblazing Paralympian swimmer. So who is our guest co-host today?
Hi, my name is Jessica Smith, former Australian Paralympic swimmer, and I am so thrilled to be co-host today.
Now, before hearing more about Jessica's incredible journey, let's take a look at an inventive new sport that's making a splash here in Dubai. Our Amy went down to JLT to experience Dubai's first ever paddle court on water.
I'm here at the newly opened floating paddle courts in JLT, PaddleX, and I cannot wait to try out this unique paddle experience. So let's go check it out. So joining me now is Therese, who is the club manager of PaddleX and one of the founders, Christian. Thank you so much for inviting me. So Christian, I'm going to ask you first of all, we've seen such popularity in paddle. Why do you think it's such a popular game, especially here in Dubai as well?
I would say it's the main reason is that it's very easy to adapt, and it's, you know, lets everyone play, even if you're very good or not that good. It's kind of easy way to play together, and you know it's good for your knees. It's not that harsh like, you know, tennis or football or any other sport, so you avoid injuries. So and it's very social activity as well, which makes it a lot of fun when you're 4 players, and you know the social aspect is very important as well.
So, okay, I've also noticed the rackets are very different. Why is that? And how does it enhance your game, or how does it make you play different to any other racket sport?
It keeps the pace of the game a little bit slower, so the rallies are longer. In tennis, it's quicker, and in squash, for example, if you compare it to that. But I don't know if you've played beach tennis sometimes. Similar to that. So it's longer rallies, not as fast, so everybody can enjoy it.
Okay, so PaddleX, how does it differ from the other paddle courts that we have in Dubai? Because obviously there's so many popping up now. So what's unique for you guys?
Well, first of all, we are underwater. So I guess that's something unique, right?
Yeah.
And we are focusing a lot on like bringing back the fun into the sport. So I think that's one of the things. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, guys, I've got to say the courts do look amazing. We're surrounded by all these skyscrapers on the water. I can't wait to jump into one of the courts.
Yeah,
let's do it. So I can definitely see why paddle is such a popular sport. I'm having so much fun. And this venue is absolutely incredible. Just look at it, surrounded by skyscrapers and the water. Now, excuse me, I'm going to carry on with my game.
Who knew you could look so good on a paddle court? Well done, Amy. It looked like a lot of fun. And speaking of fun on water, Jessica, so glad to have you here on the show with us today. I would love to know, how did your professional career start in the water?
Yeah, well, it's a privilege to be here today. But I think for me, you know, I was born missing my left arm. And growing up in Australia, there was a natural progression into sport. And it was also an opportunity for me to prove that I wasn't going to be limited by my disability or my appearance. And I fell in love with swimming. It gave me a sense of freedom and a sense of exhilaration and empowerment. And I excelled quite quickly from a young age. So at the age of 13, I was selected onto the Australian international swimming team. And I spent the next 8 years, you know, representing my country very proudly. And in that process, you know, it was a phenomenal experience for me from a personal level, but also obviously from a...
Playing sport. Then when I went to school, I was playing all the different sports, and unfortunately for me, I wasn't very good at any of them. So I kind of just fell into athletics as it's an individual sport and fell in love with it. And then ever since then, it's been non-stop. So I started at the age of around 14, which is quite late to start a sport if you want to go professional. But yeah, I started it at 14, loved it, and I haven't looked back since.
Umar, I would love to know, I mean, you started something as well called AIS Athletics, Athletes in Schools. It's a training brand as well. Yeah. Tell me more about that, turning your passion into a business as well. Yeah, so education has always been priority for me. Sport is fantastic, that I knew myself that I had a ceiling with how far I could go. I was never going to break the world record, but I loved the sport so much that I wanted to be involved as long as I could. So being around athletes, I understood that a lot of athletes that are very talented don't always get the funding they need to go professional. So within university, I set up a brand, AIS Athletics. It started off in the UK just to support athletes to kind of achieve their goals, and also then to inspire children, because there's a lot of children that are so talented, but they just need that role model to help them kind of get a leg in and do what they want to do. So that's how it started, and then it moved over to Dubai in 2018, where we brought over a team of Olympians, Paralympians, Team GB athletes, and yeah, it was a great success from there.
It takes a lot to transition from an athlete into that coaching realm, and you know, I wonder often, you know, as an athlete myself, I don't think I could ever do that, but because I think that it is such a different mindset, and it is about, you know, teaching and the knowledge and the expertise that you have. So was that a huge component of going into this as a business side of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm not a natural coach, so you know, I could hold my hands up and bring in a team that are far more talented than I am at coaching, and that's one of the reasons why we recruited ex-professional athletes, because I feel like from a young age it's very important to have those role models, and as a professional athlete, if they can see you on TV and they know what you've achieved, kids are already engaged. So I thought that was the first part, and then after that all the coaching qualifications and so on came secondary.
So question, Umar, and in fact question to you both as well, and it sounds like a simplistic question, but why Dubai? You grew up in the UK, you grew up in Australia, but both of you brought your talents to Dubai. Why Dubai for you?
Why Dubai? It's actually a very interesting question. I think A, the lifestyle, B, I think there's a lot of expats here and local children that may not necessarily have the opportunity to meet these role models. So I know a lot of the expat, we were talking backstage, and there were children here that didn't know who Usain Bolt was, who's maybe the most famous man in the sport. So for me, that was quite eye-opening. So I thought, well, wait a minute, why don't we bring them here? And then they can actually meet them, and same on the other side with a lot of the local schools and local children, and bringing somebody in, a role model who can teach them the skills they need, not just for sport, but those skills are transferable into education, into life. So,
Jess, same question to you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, Dubai is a wonderful place. There's so many opportunities here, and it's about helping to transfer those skills. There's a lot of life skills that are developed in sport, and I think if we can help to harness and empower young athletes to be able to learn about that, then that's a responsibility that I think a lot of elite athletes carry with them.
I was going to say and the sunshine, but you're from Australia,
yes,
right?
Yeah. So, but that was
and the sunshine.
I mean, debatable.
Makes a difference, absolutely. Thank you both so much for being here, Umar. It's a pleasure, and best of luck with everything that you're doing as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck. Listen, we're going to take a short break now, but don't go anywhere, please, because we're meeting some Grand Slam champs from the world of tennis. That's coming up next. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show where we are exploring sports and how it's evolving here in the region. Jess is our co-host today, and Jess, I know, great advocate for inclusivity in sport. And you come from a country where sport has been going on for a lot longer, Australia, your native country. Are there resources here in the UAE at the moment, here in Dubai, to promote inclusivity?
I think there are, and I think it's something great about the UAE is that there's a lot of opportunity for development. And so sport is a wonderful way to help start that conversation around diversity and inclusion. And I think they do a really fantastic job here in the UAE of being able to provide platforms to do that. And so I arrived about 4 years ago, and even then there's been so much progression and change, and it's been wonderful to be able to add my voice to that. But I do think that if we're able to sort of support younger children and use sport as a segue to do that, it allows children to learn not only about the sport, more about themselves, more about self-esteem and self-confidence, and their, you know, life skills that they'll be able to take with them forever.
I think it's important as well. I mean, it's all good talking about the kids, but parents are the real gateway to the kids, right? So how do we reach out to the parents and get them, get their eyes open more about this?
Yeah, it's around conversations like this and that level of awareness and being able to explain and understand why sport is such a wonderful foundation for children, but as a family as well. And I think that, you know, the various academies that we have here in the UAE and the facilities together are allowing those opportunities to be more prominent for families and children.
Lovely.
Jessica, you truly are a role model for all aspiring athletes. And our next guest is helping young tennis players find the right inspiration as they improve their game. He's a coach at the Fade Fit Tennis Academy. Please welcome Stephen Malia. Welcome to the show, Stephen.
Perfect.
I actually want to ask you, because I grew up with tennis in my life. My brother and cousin used to play tennis, but my brother bailed out at some point and lost on championships. But as a tennis coach who's been working in the UK since 2009 and then moved to Dubai in 2016, how do you find the tennis field here compared to back home, and what made you move?
Yeah, I guess obviously back in the UK, tennis is such an old sport. It's very well established. You know, everybody knows where there's tennis courts. Everybody knows sort of the routes and the governing bodies. Whereas in Dubai, it's still very fresh. You know, it's a brand new infrastructure here, which is great because then you can plant, you know, the correct seeds and the correct pathways going forwards. Rather, like you said earlier, what brought me to Dubai was the weather. You know, the UK is not great for outside tennis. So one of the factors, and also, like you say, just a new country, a new opportunity. You know, Dubai is a fantastic place to, you know, really kind of get involved and promote the game. That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Are there enough facilities here at the moment?
There are. It's growing. I mean, I remember when I first moved here 6 years ago, there was maybe 7 or 8 academies. Now there's over 90, maybe even 100. So again, as the awareness and more conversations about tennis and more on the TV, more tournaments, it just builds and more people are aware of it. Yeah, as you say, it's such a big expat community. People are bringing their love for tennis from other countries into Dubai. Yeah.
And what about children of determination or people of determination? Are there opportunities for them in tennis?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, today at the Dubai GT Tennis Stadium for the tournament, there's a Kids of Determination Day. So they're going to get some tennis players to come on court. They're going to get the kids onto the show courts and just mix in with the professionals. And I know, speaking from the professional side, they love this part of sport. You know, able to give back and just, like I say, have the opportunity to inspire kids who maybe don't think they have all of the opportunities. It's growing, don't get me wrong, there still needs to be work done, but I think it's starting to move in the right direction.
Now, I used to play semi-professional tennis. I don't know if I mentioned that.
I don't feel
Did I ever talk about that? No. Okay, Stephen, I used to play semi-professional tennis.
Well, she mentioned it again.
I heard. There's a fierce rivalry here, I can sense.
Enough about me. But the question to you is, tennis is quite an expensive sport. It's just the reality of it. So how can we make it so it's not, and it's more cost-effective for children who really want to get involved but potentially think, oh, you know, I can't afford it, my parents can't afford it?
Yeah, I mean, one of the benefits Dubai really has is there's no memberships. You know, every tennis court is available for you to play on. Obviously, there might be an academy running on there. I guess, yeah, it is an expensive sport. Equipment could be cheaper. You know, unfortunately, all these small little things that adds up. And you know, like any sport, if you want to, you know, do it well, you have to play more than once a week. Or so it's the age-old tough tennis question: how do you bring the price down? We're still trying to find an answer.
Yeah.
But like I say, just the more people playing, the more tennis courts there are, you know, the more accessibility there is, that will bribe.
Quick one, can I just ask you both as well about the link between sport, playing sport, whatever level it might be, if you're, you know, a pro like the one over there, but equally if you're just as a starting out, is there a connection between playing sport, the adrenaline that goes with the exercise, and mental positivity, given the fact that we've got mental health as a major issue, and body positivity as well? Is that proven?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there've been multiple studies done around the globe that show the correlation between physical exercise and the impact that it has on mental health and well-being. And so I think that needs to be part of the conversation as well, and why it's such a benefit for young children and for families to understand that this isn't just about being physically fit, but it's about being mentally fit as well.
Yeah, and even on the adult side of things, you know, obviously the world is a tough place. There's a lot going on, so, you know, if you've got that 1 or 2 hours a week just to look forward to, where you don't have to think about the stresses of life, kids, you can just go in and say mentally, as I say, there's so much talk around mental health at the moment, so sport really needs to be pushed and used as a good advocate against it.
Sweat it out on a tennis court.
Sweat it out,
yeah? Quite
always.
right too, yeah, quite right too.
Amazing. Well, Stephen, thank you so much for joining us here
that's
today.
my pleasure.
Thank you.
Now, Jess, to put you on the spot, DXB in 60. Don't know if anyone's prepped you on this, but I'm about to throw you in.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, so we have a test for you. 60 seconds on the clock. I'm going to ask you as many questions as possible, and we'll try to get you at the top of the leaderboard.
Okay.
Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. What's our special episode theme today? Is it Wow Sports Day or Wow Food Day?
Wow Sports Day.
Correct. Which international event is kicking off in Dubai today? Dubai International Boat Show or Dubai Literature Festival?
Dubai International Boat Show.
Correct. Where is the Dubai International Boat Show happening? Dubai Marina or Jumeirah Beach?
Dubai Marina.
Correct. How long will the boat show go on for? Till 5th of March or the 3rd of March?
3rd of March.
5th of March.
Fifth.
So close. What's the name of the unique racquetball court we discovered today? Is it Paddle Pop or Paddle X?
Paddle X.
Correct. You look terrified. Where is Paddle X located in Dubai? Jumeirah Lake Towers or Jebel Ali Village?
JLT.
Correct. What kind of court do they have at Paddle X? Is it floating or aerial?
Floating.
Who went to check out Paddle X? Was it Ash or Amy?
It was Amy.
Who runs AIS Athletics? Is it Umar Hamid or Umar Habib?
Umar Habib.
Yeah, correct. Time is up. Amy, you did well
I
there.
was on the spot there. You sort of questioned everything that you've ever known and everything that I've just learned in the last 30 minutes. So, yeah.
A total of 8, I believe. Well done, Amy.
Which puts Jess onto the leaderboard. You're on the top 3.
There.
You're up there.
Okay.
You're on the podium.
Improvement.
On the podium.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you so much indeed, Jess. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. Jessica's winning streak continues. Now it's time for another break. But on the other side, we've got your favourite men's and women's tennis players and an entertaining performance. So please, don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to DXB Today, where today we are joined by a wonderful performing artist, Sandra Sahi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Look, I'm excited you're here. I know your music, I know you very well, but it's an incredibly exciting time for you right now because you've just dropped new music, so tell us more.
Indeed, yeah. I dropped new music, my latest single, Bye Bye, which I'm really excited to perform tonight for you guys. Just dropped... I mean, I think like maybe 2 months ago, something like that. It has been an incredible success, and I've just been really happy and overwhelmed with all the beautiful comments and all the feedback from, you know, my fans and the followers on my platform. So yeah.
And your music has really evolved over time because you sing in all these different languages.
I do, but I didn't start like that though. That's the thing about it. I started like singing in English first of all, and then I developed into, you know, taking all those beautiful backgrounds and all those cultures that I've been through and like I lived within, and I started implementing those in my music and in my art, and it resulted into, you know, music that has like a flavor of every single language from French, Arabic and English in it, which is what you guys are about to hear actually, because Bye Bye has all those 3 languages, which really represents me as an artist.
Amazing. Well, we're so excited to hear you. Where can people find you?
On Instagram, Spotify, all the digital streaming platforms, literally anywhere, on YouTube as well.
Amazing.
And they can find me at Sandra Sahi.
Amazing. Well, I'm going to let you get ready for your performance, Sandra. Very much looking forward to it. But right now, we have something exciting for you. We got to sit down with some of the biggest stars of the tennis world.
What have you been training and what have your plans been to actually progress further than last year then?
Since last year, oh my God, I worked a lot, and yeah, it was tough year, but I think I improved a lot. So I really hope that I can do better than last year.
Obviously, you're here to play, and you've seen Dubai's courts, what we have to offer. How do they compare to other places?
It's very fast here. It is very difficult to play compared to other places. Because of the heat, because of the dry air, the ball flies extremely far. So yeah, it is an adjustment definitely, but it's the same for everyone. So yeah, I hope I can adjust a little bit better than everyone else and play some good tennis.
The Dubai tournament and the atmosphere affect your game then?
Yeah, the conditions are very nice to play tennis. It's sunny, it's hot, not so hot. It gets a bit windy and chilly at night still. But it's fast courts, fast conditions, so it suits my game well. There is a nice atmosphere around.
When you're not playing, do you like to go sightseeing? What are your favourite hotspots in Dubai?
Well, Dubai has everything to offer. It's like a bigger version of Las Vegas a little bit, right? So yeah, I'm still a very active guy, so I do like to go out to have nice dinners. I went skydiving here. I went go-kart driving, everything. So I'm an active person. I like to experience all different kinds of things.
You're in Dubai. You're going to have some downtime, hopefully. When you come to Dubai, what is the one thing that you always try and do when you're here in some downtime?
Oh my God, of course I'm trying to go in a good restaurant. This is the first thing. And I still didn't make it to Museum Future, but I really want it. But I have no time.
So what is your advice to any aspiring tennis players?
Just have fun, to be honest. Do what you love, whether it's tennis, whether it's football, whether it's not sports at all. You have to enjoy what you're doing, because then the work becomes easier. And I feel like, yes, tennis is a very hard and physical sport, but when it is fun for you to do it, I think the work becomes easier.
So how do you work differently with different coaches then? Because you've had this incredible success with Anton.
I think he just know me quite well, and we worked a lot, and he know when I have to work, when I have to stop for a little while, and he know my behave, and he know how to behave with me, so which is more important. So I think just because he know me quite well, it's helping us to be successful.
Brilliant, that's it for today's show. But remember, if you happen to be down either at the Dubai Duty Free Tennis Championships or any of the sports events around town, please remember to use the hashtag. You can see it on the screen now, hashtag DXB Today. So, have we convinced you, Matha, to pick up your racket, head on to court, jump in the pool throughout the show or not?
I might try the pool, but I don't know about the racket yet. And the sprinting, I can't even get past 30 seconds.
Okay. It's trying that counts. I think me and you need to get back on court and have a little head-to-head again.
I'm too scared, after our Expo exploits and things like that.
I know.
I'm still licking the wounds from that defeat, as they say.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
That's it from us. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow when we're live at 9 a.m. to send Dr. Sultan al-Niyadi into space aboard the Falcon X. Meanwhile, it's over to Sandra to play us out.
Can you fly me across the globe? From Miami to Dubai, let's go. We got no time cause we're on a roll. Excuse-moi, je réponds pas, t'es là. Every day is a new day, ouais. Du soleil aux étoiles toute la nuit. That's what happens when you live it loudly, yeah. Fly me to your heart, let me see what it's about. Habibi, show me around, let's have a good time. Oh, bye, 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 bye. Et tous les jours sont bye, 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 bye. Ya Habibi, bye, 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 bye. Oh baby, je m'en vais. Together we're so fly. فرجيني العالم بعيونك، الدنيا ما بتسوى بدونك. خذني معك، خذني معك، ما بدي أعيش إلا معك. Wanna see all the world through your eyes, from Paris to Bali one more time. الدنيا تكون أحلى معك. Fly me to your heart, let me see what it's about. Baby, show me around, let's have a good time. Fly me to your heart, let me see what it's about. Habibi, show me around, let's have a good time. Oh, bye, 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 bye. Et tous les jours sont bye, 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 bye. Yeah, Habibi, bye, 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 bye. Oh baby, je m'en vais. Together we're so fly. Oh, bye, 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 bye. Et tous les jours sont bye, bye, bye.